It has been 453 days since now 16-year-old Sebastian Rogers vanished from his home in Hendersonville. His disappearance sparked national headlines, but now his father says the case is losing momentum. With National Missing Children's Day coming up on Sunday, he is raising his voice and demanding urgency. News 2's Caitlin.
I went and talked to neighbors, and every single one of them, every single one, welcomed me. And if they had video surveillance, they gave it to me. The only person that would not talk to me, as the only person that had something to hide and wouldn't talk to me. You know, she has a son that's hiding and waiting for somebody in the dark, late night on the 25th. And there needs to be some explaining for that. I'll just leave it at that.
That we are going to keep searching, we are going to keep looking, we are going to find him, and we are going to bring him home.
Since we first aired the video last month, authorities have said no evidentiary value.
It is of no evidentiary value. It is of no evidentiary value.
Can you tell me what those lights are?
No.
Why?
Because the investigation remains ongoing.
Yeah, I'm working on behalf of Sebastian. I am not, my client is Sebastian, and they're the guardians that have the ability to sign.
It just started. Hi Dad, I know this is gonna sound weird, but tomorrow's picture day. So could you send some decent clothes over to me so that I can wear the decent clothes and be handsome for my birthday so you can wear decent clothes? Mom!
Because our heart is missing. He is my world. I need him. I need him back with me.
All right. Welcome, everybody. Happy Saturday. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. 1 second. All right. Let me know how I sound in chat. Welcome, everybody. More footage to go over. Today's live, part of it, I'll be showing some of the dogs and where they tracked, to actually show some of these people what the dog Max, where he went. I can pretty much see from the start to not quite the finish, because there's some buildings that are blocking the very end. But I can literally trace his entire track. And then there's dogs that are brought in at 8:30, or probably a little bit before that, but then we first see him on camera. Allegedly is a scent dog. I don't know. Again, the whole canine thing in this case has been a crapshoot. So take everything with a grain of salt. But the footage you will see is definitely the dogs, because I want to show that, because, you know, there's a good portion of the other side that want to make believe that, you know, Sebastian went this route up Kellen and then went into this backyard and somehow bypassed like 20 different cameras. Maybe not 20, but pretty close, in just one house, which has 4 cameras. He would have been seen on all 4 of them at one point or another, and I'll show 3 out of the 4. So it's just ridiculous to think that, you know, these people still think that he, you know, this whole retention pond thing is, you know, some kind of lead, and that's proof that he walked out. But I'm gonna disprove that here. And then on top of that, and I'll just give you a sneak peek, literally, like just before I went live, as always, I'm going through, I kind of rotate between night footage and day footage. It's just slowly coming in, and I'm trying to kind of rotate between the two. But just give you a little sneak peek here. Excuse me. Oh, this isn't it. Let me pull this up here. There we go. Second chat. All right. Okay, make sure this is white. And also, well, I'll mention this towards the end of the live, but I do have something that I did also release for anybody to go check out. I'll remind myself to mention that a little bit later. So before we check out the dogs, I'll give you just a little sneak peek here. And as you can see, keep your eye right here and notice the timestamp. It is 3:43 on the 26th. This light right here. Now, of course, this is something, again, I just discovered, so if I would have had more time, I would have probably zoomed in, tried to clean it up, do a little bit more investigating, but we will do that for another show, or if we get time, maybe we can investigate. But as you can see, this light here, I wonder, brightens up, and it disappears, and it is in a place that is kind of suspicious. This doesn't appear to be a home light. As a matter of fact, one second here. I should have probably grabbed a little bit more time before and after, but let's see. That there. Oh shoot. Now this is gonna be really small, so I apologize again, but oh, I got my heater going on. I might have to go snag that. But notice, see this light here? That's definitely a house light. But there's something that appears just below it, just for like a minute. So I'm gonna just kind of roll through this. This is at 3 a.m. in the backyard, towards the construction site area. And right at 3:44, right there. Oh wait, hold on. Can you guys see that? Oh, you can. Okay. And again, I'll zoom it in, but I just want to show you in a 1 hour window as I do that. Again, I apologize if you're on your cell phone, but here I'm zipping through. There's a squirrel. But you guys see that? Right under the big light, but right here. And that is in an area that I fit. It's very interesting. That is either in the cemetery or even closer to the other retention pond. So yeah. Very interesting. Well, not just necessarily a dumpster. We're looking at the construction site, right? The dumpsters themselves, there's one dumpster that is on one of the cameras. I don't know if we can actually see the other ones because the buildings are blocking them. But yeah. We'll, anyway, that's kind of a sneak peek of what we'll dive into later. But it'll, I think after kind of watching this, make it more kind of interesting. Let me get the space heater. So I'm going to go ahead and play this for a second while I fix my space heater. So what we're watching, just so we can get this out of the way, and plus I always wanted to know, like, where did the dogs go? Like, how much could we see from the footage? Because, of course, certain fish sticks, just showed like, a few clips put on Twitter, got everybody excited, trying to set that narrative that, oh, this is the dogs tracking Sebastian's scent. So I'm going to show you guys exactly where those dogs went, and at least the 2 dogs that we know of. And show you that. And then we'll kind of talk about what I've heard through the grapevine, through decent sources, about not any particular dog, but I think the dogs in general may have hinted on at some point during this early search. So, what's that dog's head doing? This is a representation of where the dog is. So, I thought it'd be cool to show you guys. So, again, the camera is here. We are looking at the construction zone. Now, there is multiple retention ponds. This is where it kind of gets a little confusing. There is what I call the main retention pond, which is here. Now, if we look on Google Earth, come here. Just to clear a few things up. Okay, so Sebastian's home right here. They try to say that, he walked up Kellen, somehow bypassing, 10 plus cameras, then walked back this way, and then went down in here. So we have one retention pond here. And then you see this diamond here. Well, this will eventually turn into a retention pond. But I don't know if that retention pond was there at that point, if someone knows in chat. But as you can see, this one is, the main one here. And then there's another little one over back here. There's the cemetery, and the one way back here. But I am like 99%, well, I'll say 90% sure. The one that Max on the dispatch, which we're going to watch, I am 90% sure he goes into this one, as you will see. All right, so but anyway, all right, so here we go. Here's the dog. I'm going to fix my heater real quick. All fixed. So that is 7:50 a.m. Uh-oh, my overlay is off. Why is it off? I moved some things around. Wonder if I should turn the audio down. It doesn't matter. It's still in the approximate right area. But anyway, as you can see, there is Max. This is the dog that we hear on dispatch. And I'll play the dispatch right as we get to 7:55. That's when he goes in. But he is following, basically, there's just kind of like this top of the embankment. And this all here is the embankment that goes down that they have. And they kind of have this road here. But he's still right there. And this is going to get really hard because there's obviously a bunch of trees, but he's there. Just a minute, you'll see him. He's right. He's in there. Sometimes, yeah, there he is. Again, he's far away, but you can always tell when there's somebody with the dog because you'll see just a little pixel that's smaller, and then you can kind of see a human kind of following. But that is them. I think I've got it slowed down here. I don't know. Sometimes I guess I should speed it up because when you have such small pixels, and if they're consistently moving, sometimes I guess it would be easier to have it going faster because then you can actually kind of keep an eye on the pixels. But he is basically continuing to follow this right at the top of the embankment here. And this is where it gets wild because construction is going on at, I think they probably started at 7 a.m. And the dog literally and I know it's probably hard to see, but we're going to see dump trucks coming up and down, and it looks like the dog literally is just running right at the dump truck. But he's right here. We can see on the map kind of approximately where he's at. And here in just a minute, we're going to see these dump trucks. But as we start to pan to the right a little bit, the trees get a little less thick. And there's a part where he just bolts. And I think that's where he starts to begin to run to that retention pond. Apparently seeing Sebastian, like in the next morning. Oh, thank you, Lisa. Okay, yeah, this is where. Okay, so here's a big, like, I don't know if it's a dump truck or one of their vehicles here, and it's hard to see. This is where I lost him for a minute, but he's actually like right here, and we're gonna see him here in just a minute. But that's a dump truck, and he's right there. And you can see him. There's the officer or whoever's walking with him, but he's literally, it's like he's chasing that dump truck. It's kind of wild. Okay, this should have been moved over, I think. Unless he's still back here. Oh, yeah, he is actually. Is this? Oh, this is where. Okay, yeah, there's one coming up and he goes to the right. Yeah, there he is. Okay, again, I know you're probably like, what the hell are you looking at? I can see it, especially, like I said, when you're moving it faster, the pixels, you can see him. He's right here. Right here, and you got this big dump truck. This is where it happens. So he's about right here, which literally puts him about right here, still at the top of the embankment, but close to, where the embankment goes down. And from our perspective, it looks like they're right next to each other. Maybe they're further away, It's pretty wild. But then we see him, and this is where I think he starts to bolt a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, he bolts right here. So let me pause it. Look at the screen. Oh, shoot. Let me move this over a little bit. There we go. There's a retention pond. He is going to bolt. And so you can see the embankment, right? Where the grade is. And they are just right at the tippy point of that. And right here is where he is going to bolt it. You'll see him here in just a second. Right here. I can start to see him. Right here, right here. He's crossing in front of the vehicles. You can see the little one, and you can see the guy. They're right here. And this is slowed down. I think this, if I was playing at normal speed, this is where he's starting to kind of like There's certain like little parts where he like hoofs it. And of course we're gonna lose him again, but getting closer to the retention pond. Look at the time, 7:53. Turn this down. Sorry, I'll look at chat here in a second. I just want to keep my eye and kind of point out when I can see him. Yeah, he's right here. Oh, my eyes hurt. Okay, I know he's in there. There's going to be one last point where we see him bolt. So we got a dump truck right here. I believe that is him right here. Yeah, I can see him. Here. There'll be one more spot right, I think right here where we get to see him like bolt. Yeah, right here. One second. I should have probably played this faster. Now looking back at it, I thought slowing it down would be better, but now kind of looking at it, I should have done the reverse. It's a lot easier to track these little pixels moving when you got it going faster. Oh well. There he is. Right? Yep. So you can see him. Yep, that's him right here. You can see it. Movement. Now I really wish I would have sped this up. I wonder if I did this, if this would help. Yeah, live and learn. Okay, next time I'll have to speed this up. Yeah, you can see it right there. He is coming through. Right there. So anyway, that puts him about right here. We have this like tree house. I don't know if it's a tree house, like fort. And then we have houses that unfortunately block it. I know a lot of you are probably like, what are you looking at? Now I kind of wish, looking back, I probably wish I would have done the opposite and fast forwarded it. I promise you it's there. I could probably upload a version that people can, maybe look at independently. But I promise you, I spent 8 hours tracking this damn dog, along with the other one. The other one's a little bit easier because there's 2 guys following the dog. But yeah, if you move it faster, you can see the pixels and the dog. There's just one last little thing, but there's little areas where he bolts. I almost wonder. 751. 1 second, guys. I just want to see something. Just curious. Just curious. Backyard. Yeah. 751. Minute 30. Oh. No. Wrong one. Backyard 2. 751. Oh, that might not work. Anyway, man, I wish that turned out a little bit better, but they're so far away. But I promise you, he is there. Just wondering, I had this red circle and I had it set up to kind of track the movement, but of course, because we've got other movement, I can't like have it just auto target because it'll try to go to target this. Um but yeah, 752, you can definitely see him. Yeah, just as it's coming back. Yeah. Very tiny. But anyway, and yeah, so here he is right here. I mean, he is just clear as day. You could see a guy and then like just a little thing crossing the things. So keep in mind where they're at, and that is basically literally right here. Um, and yeah, when you start to every time they go into the trees, it is a pain in the ass because, um, especially when you're zoomed in, pixels start kind of like playing with you and it makes it look like it's movement. But he is there. But anyway, continuing on. Maybe if I get time, I'll do a part 2. I could probably go back, and what I'll do is instead of having it slowed down to like 40%, I'll probably either have it real time or even maybe faster um, when it's zoomed in. And I promise you, you'll probably be able to see the pixels. You'll actually be able to see like the pixels move a lot better. So anyway, the dog ends up running, and there's this one last spot that I just showed where we left off. And then we switch to this other camera. Yeah, right there. You can see him. And then, of course, now it's blocked. Let's see. Is he caught on this one? That's the dump truck. This is from a different camera. I can't remember if I think I captured a couple of frames of him. Oh, yeah, there he is. Yep, he just ran. He just bolted right there. It is, again, it's very fast. He's right there. He just bolted. And one more time. Yeah, I think he's cutting through here, but right here. Yep, see, he just bolted. And then, of course, this is a home, so obviously we're not going to be able to see anything past where he just bolted through. So that is literally just behind this home right here. So let me. The other dog would be easier to see. But that is Max, and here is basically. So we are looking out. Make sure I got the right house. Yeah, it's the right house. So the camera is set up looking this way, right? And at the time, this house, let's see. Let's look at the footage. This house was built, and I think this one as well. I don't know if these two were still being built. But basically, as you can see, the road, it was kind of what they were following. Obviously, they didn't have pavement, right? And this embankment, I'm sure, was slightly different. I'm sure it's close to what it was, but obviously, as they're building stuff, I'm sure that embankment probably gets pushed back and reformed. But anyway, here's the retention pond right here. And so from our view, now obviously if this was full 3D, this would be up, and our camera is kind of looking this way. So we see Max right here, bolt, and then of course with the homes being where they are, the retention pond would be basically right here. So here is the audio.
There's no medical center, ER, center station, ER, center regional, ER, anti-line, all clear, of the juvenile. You can see that the code red has them on at 745.
It's just right there, Julie.
Going into the construction site over here, back towards the beach. It's awful muddy. Do you see any footprints, anything? Couldn't have any shoes.
It's funny now, kind of thinking about it, is like, yeah, there's footprints and stuff. It's like, yeah, there's construction. These guys are walking all over the place. Barefoot or not barefoot, even though he says like what sounds like to be like a barefoot, like, did he really mean that, or, was it misconstrued?
I do have some footprints. Right there where you're standing?
Yeah, it's just footprints. And of course, construction site. I mean, look at how busy it is. It's just, it's amazing how much is going on with this kid, missing.
Yeah, leading right over here to the retaining. No shoes, just footprints. He literally dove into it. Max led me straight.
So he said he literally dove into it. Now, again, he's not a scent dog. He's a tracking dog. And again, I'm not an experienced person when it comes to the dogs and the different ones. I mean, I understand cadaver dogs, scent dogs, the general idea of them and what they do. But remember, he's not tracking like scent. He's just tracking to, but the people spoke to the guy that had Max, and they said that it was odd that he jumped in, but that didn't mean that there was something in there like that was like a signal. Because if he were to signal, let's say if there was something in that retaining pond, he would have signaled by, usually they sit down or something in front of the pond. So keep that in mind, because that is something, because there was people, volunteers starting to go out and help, and they were speaking to these different units out there, with canine and everything. And they did speak to the guy that was the handler of Max, and he basically explained that, diving in doesn't mean that that's a sign of something. He, for some reason, just dove in. So keep that in mind. Yeah, and if there's any dog experts, let me know. Buster. Oh, Donna. Yeah, if you sent Buster to me, Donna, because we've been doing new outros, so. Did you email join the mob crew? I didn't, Leslie and Billy, because I was looking at my emails, because I was doing a lot of emailing today. I didn't see anything. I'll check my spam. Man, I may need to email you. But no, not that I've seen. Yeah, Cat Smith, exactly. Oh, I'm so sorry about that, Donna. Oh, that's terrible. I think a lot of us probably have been in that situation, sadly. And that's the worst. That's like putting down a child. I'm so sorry. Okay, so that was Max, and then we'll talk about I mentioned it Thursday about what not Max, but just dogs in general, because I don't know exactly which dogs allegedly hit on this industrial bins, but we will talk about that here in a minute. But so now. And I just want to mention that pond. Literally, if we were to take this house down right here, we would probably see that pond about right here, the retention pond, because I can see the street. Actually, I can see this street, part of it, because we can see vehicles parked here, like where we're looking. Oops, wait. Oh, that's control. So we're kind of looking here. And there's actually an industrial bin right there. But this is this cul-de-sac right here. And then retention pond right there. And remember, we just saw him go that direction. And that pond would be about right here. So that's the first dog. Now let's get to the scent dog. And if you missed earlier, if you can, please hit that like button so we can get promote the video. If you can, please. If you haven't already. I know. I tried my best. It's hard when it's literally you're just little pixels coming in and out. I mean, I could zoom in as much as, it just, they're not going to show up that well. The biggest problem is I should have had it go faster, because when you have those such very small pixels, it's actually a lot, and if they're moving kind of slowly, it's a lot easier, and they're kind of coming in and out. It's easier to actually kind of fast forward it, because then you can capture those pixels better. Me thinking, oh, I'll slow it down, we'll be able to see the little pixels moving, but apparently it didn't turn out the way I wanted it to. I tried my best, guys. I literally spent like 8 hours, not on that, but just, all of it together. But yeah, but I promise you it is there. And maybe in a next live or something, I'll switch the speeds, and maybe probably what I'll do is I'll switch the speeds, and I'll find there's like 3 parts after, we see them at the beginning, where you can see them both. It's clear as day. You can see a little doggy, and then, a human kind of getting yanked or whatever and running. So it's there. Okay. So now moving on to... But yeah, that is the retention pond, and there are industrial bins. There's multiple of them, but it just kind of interesting that there's a couple by this pond here. And we'll kind of circle back to that here in a bit. Then there's this retaining pond here, which again, see the cemetery? And again, on Google Earth, it's interesting, unless it was just kind of a dry spout. This is December. This is after he went missing. This is that retention pond. But there, it looks like it's still being built. Or maybe drained. I'm not sure. Okay, now... Okay, so now I'm going to show you guys, for those little naysayers that think that, Sebastian walked through here. So here's just me showing where the dog went, and overlaying the 3 a.m. night of the same camera. And look at it. Just look for yourselves. And you tell me you don't think so. There he is. There's the officer. Now here's me switching it to night. Switching it back to day. And once again, switching it back to night. And here's something interesting to see. You see this light, this house light that's out in the back, where this road basically goes? If Sebastian was literally tracked that way, what do you think happens when somebody walks in front of that? Oh, thank you so much. Oh, you're so sweet. Oh, is that where oh, interesting. If you missed the first part of the show, there is something interesting around that graveyard area that I discovered a little bit before I started. Let me grab this real quick. Oh, Pammy Bear, thank you so much for the $20 super chat. Are they still throwing numbers at YouTube? Are they still putting our date of birth or something in there? Unless that's, I know some people do that just normally, but thank you so much, Pammy Bear. Yeah, thank you so much, guys. Yeah, it does. It takes a lot of time. But yeah, this light is always on, and I ran through 3 a.m. just because that would be something, that would catch my eye. Now would be like, okay, if this kid did walk that route, that is something that I'm just going to look at, and I'm going to do this. And so here's 3 a.m. to 4 a.m., and I'm just going to skip a whole hour. Now keep your eye on the light. Wavers a little bit. Boom. I just went through a whole hour. Did you see that light go black at all? If a human person was walking that same route as the dog handler, that light would be obscured. Even if it was for a brief moment, we would see it. It'd be very noticeable. Look at this. Does this even look like it's 3 a.m.? Like, this is wild. And this is part of the moon, being so bright. Obviously, nearly a full moon. What in the hell? I really hate Windows 11. I really hate it. Catch up here. But yeah, so again, if he were to cross and look how the lighting, we can see the bank. This is at 3 a.m. 3 a.m. And you can see the construction zone fairly well. And I'm just going to skip I'm scrolling back and forth between 3 and 4 a.m., right? And you kind of see, notice how the lighting back here changes. And I was kind of wondering, I'm like, oh, what is that? And really all that is, in my opinion, unless someone has a better theory, I'm pretty sure it's just because it's the moonlight and it's just certain clouds. Because it's not very cloudy, but there are some clouds. And I think those are just when the clouds kind of cross over the moon, and that's what you're getting is, so look, it looks dark, and now it's light, dark, light. Again, I'm kind of scrolling really fast, but look at this, and this is freshly turned dirt, so obviously it's got more reflective properties. So if someone's walking, even if they're complete black, we would see him walking, right? It's so ridiculous. And this is a great camera. But yeah, if he tried to come across Devin, there's no way he's not going to obscure this light. As a matter of fact, I just haven't had a chance, but there are a couple of animals. We've seen squirrels running back and forth here. I've even seen a deer. I have seen a couple of animals running through here at 3 a.m. And I'm going to try to, in a future live, try to highlight that. Now, Donna, do keep this in mind. Technically, they didn't really get a hit. The other team really tried to make it into this big thing. But if there was any kind of hit in the construction zone, allegedly, from a decent, credible source, and I'm not saying it's Max or this other dog, but one of the many scent dogs that were out there allegedly hit near the industrial bins that are in the construction zone. Okay, so let's look at the other dog real quick. And trust me, we got a lot other interesting stuff to go over as well. Okay, now the other dog. Yeah. Ladybug, where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Ladybug. Oh, you did. Awesome. All right, I appreciate that, Austin. Thank you. Ladybug. Ladybug, I'm sorry, can you repeat it? I don't know if it was like further back. Once there's so many, I can't go like I can't always go all the way back to the beginning of the chat. So I don't know how far back it was. Oh, thank you, Tia. You're so sweet. The van isn't. No, the van actually is there. I didn't think it was, but it is. It's hard to see. If we get time, I'll show you it. Actually, there was something that we were trying to figure out for the longest time, and then it was like, oh, it was that damn van. Unless you're talking about a different time page. But anyway, okay, so let's get to this dog because this is the one that is supposedly the scent dog that was supposedly tracking Sebastian's scent. This is why I really wanted to play this. And Fish Sticks uploaded this on Twitter. If I had time, I do have the screenshots of it, but he even says, because somebody asked him in the tweet, was he actually tracking a scent item for Sebastian? And of course, Fish Sticks, he said yes. And then I was wondering, when he had posted this, I'm like, oh, where'd he get this? Was this like a neighbor taking a photo? And then it hit me the other day. I'm like, oh no, he actually just took this from the daytime of the neighbor across the street. Just showing you how much footage he hasn't shown us that he's holding on to. So anyway, let's look at what this dog does, right? Because remember, this is tracking allegedly Sebastian's scent, right? This isn't Max, which was a tracker dog. This is supposedly the scent dog. So let's see how many cameras this dog gets captured on and where he goes. Oh. So here they are. Cutting through the home. If you recall, if you follow Fish Sticks, he also posted this, and certain YouTube channels ran with it, like, oh my God, yep, this is evidence. Yet, if we were to look at that same nighttime clip, because obviously anything that we see in the daytime, we have at nighttime, right? That same camera angle and everything. And remember, between these homes is a bunch of, I don't know if they're floodlights or whatever. There is no way in hell he's walking between those two homes without being seen, right? It's absolutely ridiculous. But let's just entertain this fantasy, right? So here they go. And of course, this is all he uploaded there. And then what he didn't show you, this is why transparency is always the best policy, right? Instead of nitpicking stuff and trying to, setting up narratives. So what does the dog do next? Well, it is now in the backyard, right? Well, if it's following Sebastian's scent, well, then that means he walked back in here and I guess forgot to smile for the camera, or, kind of rude. But anyway, sorry. Oh, wait, no. Sorry, I thought I had Google Earth up. Get us back on track here. So we are, and let me go back to that. So they went up here, went there. Now remember, there's a barbed wire fence and a secondary fence that separates this and construction, right? So the dogs went up, and then we're seeing them go right here. So that's where we're at now. And remember, we have a giant floodlight that's in this backyard. There's no way in hell we wouldn't have seen Sebastian, right? I'm pretty sure it is. The guy's wearing the same outfit. He's got jeans. Yeah, that's the same dog, Miriam. It's the same one. He's got jeans and a jacket. The dog even, it's got the same color. It's a small dog. That's the same dog. I disagree. Yeah, that I'm pretty sure that's the same dog. So remember, this scent specific dog that allegedly has Sebastian scent went through the backyard somehow. If that was his scent, he's literally a ghost. Now let's watch these guys. And would it surprise you that they take almost the same exact path, except this dog, in my opinion, is lost. It runs one way. I wouldn't even say runs, but it goes one way, then it comes back, and it starts going further down, and then it goes back. You can tell it didn't have a scent. This dog did not have anything. And no offense to the dog. I love it, animals, of course. But here's those two. Dog starts going this way for a bit. And then he's going to kind of trick him here, because he's going to start going this way, and then he ends up going whoop back this way. But there he is, right here. The owners, or the handlers, I'm sorry. And then all of a sudden, 180. Wait, right here. Again, it's hard because it was tracking, the movement, and, sometimes the dog would get far separated from my circle, but yeah, right here he turns back, so he's right here. Now you can see them looking the other way. He's right here. Oh, let me turn this down. Whoop. So now dog kind of goes back. Sniffing around. And then goes back the other way. Yeah, exactly. Yep. all my little fur babies. Yeah. Yeah, those are our children. You can see him. It's a lot easier to follow these guys versus the other one because there's two guys, so it's kind of easier. You got more pixels moving, right? And the one guy is kind of wearing something brighter, which makes it a little bit easier. Um, but yeah, you'll notice even though the dog is like zigzagging around, he does eventually start following kind of the same path. Although at the end he diverges a little bit differently from where Max went. And yeah, now I'm regretting when they get into these thick trees. I should have sped this up instead of slowed it down. Yeah, so the dog actually went back like a couple of times back here, which is interesting. Um, and maybe that's us job. Maybe if it doesn't have like a proper scent, it is trying to zigzag around and maybe try to pick up something. Again, I am no dog expert. But yeah, this is where there's a one point where they do kind of the dog does get kind of excited and starts moving really fast. So here we are. We can see the guy in the yellow vest or something like that, light yellow vest or something. And the dog is kind of up ahead of him here. And I think this is where it bolts a little bit. Yeah, you can see the movement. The dog is up here. I was trying to kind of keep my eye on the dog mostly, even though, you can see the guys better, but you can see them. Here we get an opening, which we'll be able to see it better. Let's see who started. Holy crap, it's been an hour already? There it is. There's the dog. Yeah, I don't know why it got. Yeah, so there's the dog. You can easily see the dog. This is where he actually kind of bolts right here. And this is super slowed down. You can see how far back they are. The more they spread out, that means the dog is like, clearly running ahead. And you can even, then they start kind of running. But yeah, the dog definitely then starts to maybe pick up something. Dog's right here. Dog's right here. Owners, there's one of the handlers right there, wearing the black. Handler, which means the dog is up ahead, probably behind this tree. Now they're kind of standing there. Wait, what time was that? 8:36. Oh yeah, you can see him. Oh, I was gonna play the slow. I think I played the regular version. What did I do here? Oh, I know what I was doing. So I was gonna show just for those that think like, okay, this is the path that Sebastian went. Here is me switching from 7 or 8:30 a.m. back to 3 a.m., in the middle of the night. And they're right here. And I think I do it again. Oh, actually, is that no, they're right here. Yeah, see, there's the dog taking off. You can see him. And the owner and the handler's back here. And then me switching to night just to show. In my opinion, there's just no way he would not be seen. There was the one light that, they would have to pass in front of. So then this is the tail end of this dog. So we see it here. This is where it starts to, I think, divert a little bit different from Max. Oh, and we got the cavalry here. The Mount Patrol on their horses. So there's Mount Patrol. How fun would that be? I've always wanted to ride a horse. That'd be so fun. Oh, shoot. Ladybug probably put her question in. I'm sorry, guys. Let me get through this and then I'll re-chat here. But I can see the guys. It's weird. The dog almost, as the horses come back, I don't know if the dog just gets distracted because of the horses. But they're back. That scent dog and them are back here. They were starting to go this way, and then as the mounted patrol was coming up, it's like the dog maybe got distracted or whatever. And yep, we can see movement here. Again, we're starting to get further away, so it's kind of pixels. But right here, we can see him walk in front of the vehicles again, just like with Max. Right there. And we're, of course, we got the trees that they kind of get lost in. But then I notice I can see him right here. There's movement. Movement. And it's about here. Yep, I still see him. And this is where pretty much I couldn't see anything anymore. So I do wonder if the scent dog did kind of go. It almost looked like it went. And if I get more time, I'll study it. But it almost looks like the only difference, it looks like it pretty much went the same way. Kind of just took this little highway here, just like Max did. Except Max clearly, and again, there's a couple of frames you can clearly see him like go down the embankment here, and then of course with the homes you can't see anything else. But here with the other dog, it almost looks like he kind of diverts. But again, I kind of lose him, so I don't know. Maybe he did go to this other one. But from there, I don't know. So let me just play this. You guys are going to see the mounted patrol here in a minute. Let me... Did I take out the mounted patrol? Anyway, that's one of the industrial bins right there. I still got to look at more footage. But anyway, let me see what chat says. We'll get into... the topic about the alleged another possible scenario of why they had searched the landfills, which again I think is a pretty credible source. Actually, this source is very credible. Right, Marie. Absolutely ridiculous. Wait until I show you guys. I know you guys have seen the map, the interactive map at the command center. You know, Nick Barris went there, did an interview, and showed some of it. And there's actually some very interesting pieces to the puzzle there on the screen, which I'd never noticed before. So I can't wait to show that. Okay. You know, it'd be cool. I wish Ladybug. I wish I could like type in like in an email where you just type somebody's name and then it pulls up everything they said. That'd be cool if there's some way YouTube would allow me to do that. I don't know. Yeah, are we talking about pets and children? I mean, yeah, your own child, of course. I don't know why we gotta get into like the comparisons to that. Like, obviously, yeah, your own child. Yeah. I don't know why we had to get like that. We're just talking general. I'm sorry. I think that's again. I'm sorry if you lost 3 children. That's terrible. But yeah, I don't know why we gotta get into that deep level. It's just talking about pets, as some of us who don't have the fortune of having children, our fur babies are babies to us. I'm sorry. Yeah. Anyway, I hold no. Yeah. Anyway, okay, but I am truly sorry. That is terrible. If lost 3, that is absolutely. Yeah. Anyway, lost my, I might need to turn this off. As Marte Foss, thank you so much for the $10 gifted. That is so awesome. Again, I'm forgetting your other handle. But thank you so much. That is so sweet. And Michelle, thank you so much for becoming a member and supporting this channel. Anyway, the main thing, this is about Sebastian, right? I mean, like, anyway. Okay.
Breaking tonight, the FBI.
So, before we get into that part, man, I can't believe an hour already went by. But So yeah, I went through all that to see where those dogs went. Curious about Max, and again, who's a tracking dog. And then I was really curious to see where this scent dog, that supposedly had scent specific stuff from his clothing. But again, everywhere that he went, he would have been seen on 4 different cameras. And he pretty much went the same area as Max. And again, we would have seen it. So again, it's just ridiculous. But as somebody that was really close to the case at one point, at the very beginning, and I'll just say, take it with a grain of salt, that they believed that some of the dogs, one or more dogs, not saying it was Max or the scent dog I just showed, because obviously they brought in a lot of dogs, but apparently they had one or more dogs in the early days searching for Sebastian when they were in the construction area, allegedly hit around these industrial bins. Now, it could be just maybe because, throwing a bunch of different garbage away, garbage having a bunch of different smells, maybe that's just what caught their senses, right? But from what I'm told, that led to, because we know of one landfill search that was on the news, but I've heard that there was allegedly, and keep in mind, allegedly, others conducted. Because from what I understand, the industrial bins from these ones versus the residential, they were taken to a different landfill. So, but again, the source that said that these dogs did, get, and I want to be careful about saying a hit, because, I want some people to say, oh, they definitely got a hit. But there was enough that there was concern, that there was talk that they wanted wherever these bins were going to be, the landfill, to be searched. So, and again, that is coming from a source that has been very credible and was kind of in a position to get some very interesting, intimate details in the very, very beginning. And I'll leave it at that. But if you get gifted by Muerte Foss, please, if you could, thank them. That is so sweet. Thank you so much for the smart support. Oh, Fibro. Oh my gosh. Pocahontas. Oh, that's at 28. Oh my goodness. Oh, I am so sorry. I've known some people with fibro. Yeah, that's terrible. Donna, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. That is so sweet. We'll get to some more exciting stuff now. Let me just go back. And Jazz, thank you so much for the $10 euro. Always gifting me something in the beginning. Be in Florida, good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for the membership. 12 years. That's awesome. Jazz hit that. Got the number 12. That's awesome. That year went by fast. Love the mob crew. Thank you so much. Pammy Bear, we got you. And again, thank you so much. And Michelle, again, thank you so much for becoming a member. Okay, let's get back to yeah, I don't know. The one thing I can tell you though is that there was concern. Like there was enough details that I heard that would tell me that they were concerned about maybe something being thrown away. And that would, to be honest, if you look, at Google Earth, I mean, if you're going to throw something away, why throw it, in your own trash, right? When clearly this construction has been going on for God knows how many. I'm sure this is probably multi-year project. And just looking, we've got 1, 2, 3. I know I saw a fourth one up here somewhere. I'm sure there's probably at least like 6 of these bins. Oh, there's another one there. 7, 8, 9. Oh my God. I didn't even realize. Oh yeah, so there's 10 of these things at least sitting around the neighborhood. So maybe, and they're dumped on apparently a different day than, because obviously this is a different waste management, right? So it wouldn't be a bad idea if you were going to dispose of some maybe clothing, electronics, etc. along in there when it relates to the Sebastian Rogers case. Wouldn't be a bad idea. Yeah, misbehave. That's right. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much. Sending love right back at you. It depends on what forensics you're thinking. Ooh, that's a great question, Kiki. Did they search transfer stations? I don't know, but I will ask. I don't know, again, how much we know. Maybe hindsight could give a little bit of insight. Blessed Wife says the dumpster trash gets taken to Louisville. Neighborhood trash goes to Gallatin first, then Louisville, if Gallatin is full. So if that is true, then yes, then these dumpsters then do go to the Louisville, Kentucky that was searched. If that is true. I've heard an argument about it allegedly going somewhere else. And again, I haven't been able to do enough research, but I do trust, I have a lot of good sources. But yeah, if that is true, then yeah, that is pretty wild. And that could be the reason that they went and searched the landfill, and it wasn't because of the trash being heavy. But I could see it either way, right? Okay, moving on. All right, before we get to this nonsense, and here, look at this madness. Look at this madness. I'm going to go over this in a little bit. This is chaos on a scale that, again, this is one of the biggest manhunts for a child in Tennessee, in the U.S., period. Oh my God. I've seen this on a much, much smaller scale. Now, keep in mind, this is something that was newer, right? This whole Catalpo, having GPS. This is something that was starting to just come around. I don't know what year they started really doing this. Maybe 2023, 2024. This will be huge going forward when it comes to missing person cases. But this is insane. Absolutely insane. And we'll go over a little bit, and I'll show you. There's a couple of little secrets in there that I noticed. But let's just check this out. So like I said, before I went live, about 20, 30 minutes before, I was looking over the footage at night. Again, like I said, I'm switching between night and day. And this caught my eye. Sorry, I'm trying. I should have went like a couple more minutes back. But keep your eye right here, just below this light. Now, could it be a flashlight? I don't know. It doesn't really get. It is weird. It's not a house light. I would say I'm like 90% sure it's not a house light. It's a little bit bright. Notice how it just got a little bit brighter like that? Oop. Oops, sorry. Gets brighter, brighter. This is the weird thing. Then it goes away. So it starts at 340, I think about almost 343 even. And 347, almost 348. So what did I say? 343? So, right? So almost 5 minutes. And again, the entire time between 3 and 4, that kicks on. And look at where this is at. This is. Oh. And line this up here. Okay, so that's the embankment right there. There's the camera. Okay, so camera's right there. We are looking. Whatever this light is. So I think those lights that we see over here, probably from whatever this is. I don't know if that's a home. I don't know what this big spotlight is, but this. That is interesting. To me, that looks like it's like in the sticks. Hold on. Oh, I got the drone pictures. Oh, let's see. Wait. Come on. Okay, awesome. Oh, that's from the other way, too. Oh, thank you so much, Unjust. Oh, those are perfect. Okay, Oh, okay, hold on. Let me find this. Oh, gosh. Where are you? Okay, that's today. Okay, right here. 1 second. 27 mark. Okay. This is our wonderful gentleman, Silver's on the scene. May have heard of him. Please definitely go check out his channel and subscribe. This is the direction that light is at. So here's the second retention pond. But see, there's a cemetery back there. There's the homes. And I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I zoom in on that real quick? Yeah. A lot of us have heard that. Yeah, and that's such a wild. Have you ever used the Land ID app? I have not, Michelle. Kind of curious. But anyway, let's what do you guys think? You guys want me to zoom in on that? Because again, that I played you guys earlier the 1 hour clip, and maybe I have the 2 a.m. I think I have 2 a.m. as well. This is the only time I see this light, and again, you can tell the home lights, right? But this. And this is at 3:45. And I'm trying to find like a proper landmark. Like there's a light. Does anybody know? That's a big light. That's the hell light is that? It's almost like it seems like it's too far away for it to be. Is there like a home in here that I'm like blind to? No, because you got the cemetery. Is there something here and I just can't see it? Okay, so we have a building here. So I think part of those lights are here. Maybe this building? I don't know, but whatever this light is, it's near the in my opinion, it's near the cemetery because I think these lights here are the tail end of these homes here. A lot brighter, closer. But again, that is just so weird and so I don't know. Anybody have any ideas? It's weird. To me, I'll have to go through the 2 a.m. and maybe if I can get like maybe 4 a.m. and look at it, but that light does not. That's the only time we see that light, and then it's gone. 3 a.m. Vector 2. 3 a.m. Yeah, again, one more time. 320, 330. Okay, well, that's 330. 333. And then boom. All right, let me do this. So a light is okay. Hold on. All right, one more thing. We'll investigate it, and then I'll move on to the next thing. But that is so wild. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Okay. Now you guys can see the madness. I've shown you guys this before, but if you wonder what I do before every live, this is probably. But yeah, this is the madness. Getting all the clips and making sure I'm not showing anything that's compromised the neighbors. But there's that light. Okay, let's go to 500. 507. Okay, 507 with the window right there. $507. Okay. With the window right there. Okay, you guys can see that, right? Okay, hold on. That is not lined up. Oh, that might be it right there. 507, 507. I got it lined up. Oh, yeah, that's lined up. Okay. So it is right here. One second. I'm going to zoom it in even more for you guys. All right, we're going to go to 600, 615. 615. All right, trees right there. 615. There. Oh, there's the tree right there, right? That's spot on. Hold on. Give me almost there. Yeah, that's lined up. Okay. All right. Delete keyframe. frame. Boom. 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 Okay, zoomed in. You guys can see it. There we go. Sometimes when you're that zoomed in, then it's just too much. But when you zoom it out, yeah, maybe that was too much zooming in. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's kind of easier when you see it from about that distance, but whenever that is, all I see is trees right here. I don't know. That looks like it's just north of the other retention pond and or maybe east almost into the cemetery. It's tough to say. Again, it could be just a simple explanation, but again, it's an anomaly. And it's when he went missing, you know, could this be maybe them disposing something, maybe throw a sock in that pond, I don't know. It's kind of interesting. That is close to that's the other thing I thought was interesting is whatever this is either, actually, let me reorient myself. Yeah. So the camera is right here. Camera is right here. Sorry, guys. Whatever that is like here. I can't quite tell, obviously, how far away it is. But that is interesting. That is not far from the other pond and or cemetery area. Whatever that is. Yeah, that's why it caught my attention because again, I've watched a lot of nighttime footage and you can tell like what lights are house lights, it's pretty evident in their behavior. And for something to kind of kick on like this, but again, just where it's at, like should be the wooded cemetery area. So I don't know what the hell that is, which I will have to investigate further. But anyway, I've got more. So I'm going to read chat here for a second. Very strange. No, the mannequin I think the mannequin was over here. Mannequin was north, if I recall. I don't know if a cat's eye would be that bright, Neuro. I mean, that's not a bad, because I know, animals' eyes definitely. That's, and that would be a big animal. Those would be big eyes. So yeah, I don't think it's that. I forget. Is that the Shiloh Cemetery? I have no idea the names of them. But anyway, I thought it was interesting just to point that out. Again, you know, you never know what could be something significant,
let alone a child.
and we need to go through everything. Okay. Wait, do I have the one that? Please tell me I got the one with Dutches. Oh, yeah. Okay. I forgot about this. All right. So there's two more main things we're going to go over, and then we'll finish up. Reflection? I mean, but there would have to be a light source to reflect off. Yeah, I don't know. Don't know. Spotlights used. Now remember, this is when he went missing. This is like before they knew he went missing. I don't know if you're talking about like after. Oh God. That's why I love my. That's why we're a team. That is why we are a team. God bless you. Is that as far as I can go? Sorry, and I know somebody's been emailing me, probably giving me an idea. Oh, I can see this, the school right there. I can see the field goal post. That's interesting. Yeah, whatever this was somewhere in this area. Hold on, one more time. I will find out where this is at, or at least give a good idea. I just need to figure out what that light source is. And I know probably someone's like emailing me, probably gave me the answer. Because whatever the hell that is, it's bright as hell. And there's other lights. So yeah, again, whatever that was, it's in here somewhere. Again, could be nothing. But anyway, two more things to go over. I'll read my email, but wait until we get to this because there's a couple of clues in here that I'm like, oh my god, that is very, very interesting. So these news clips, I've got three or four. They're in order. I'm gonna play them. Actually, the one that's very interesting. Oh, I didn't put it up. Okay. That's all right, because I knew I had a lot. Okay, I'm just going to play it here so I can use the restroom real quick. But I promise you, wait until we get to that interactive map. There's a couple of clues on that map that I find very interesting. And I'm going to look at my email real quick. So I'm going to go full screen for just a second. Don't go anywhere. I'll play this. Yes, Miriam. Silvers has driven up there. As a matter of fact, I just played some of that of Silvers. With the time passed, it depends on what has been built versus what was there before. That's a poor lamppost, right? It's it turns on for 3 minutes and then goes away. Not saying that's not a bad idea. I mean, maybe it's a lamppost that just, but for what and where? Like, again, that's to me, the reason why I brought that up is it's like, that's like the cemetery area. It's so weird.
Some people call it the foundation of the Shackle Island community.
Teachers are grabbing breakfast and lunch.
But this community hasn't felt stable since Monday, after 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers went missing from his home on Stratford Court.
My entire school is in a constant state of prayer for him.
Patricia Shemansky is Sebastian's former 8th grade teacher at T.W. Hunter Middle School.
He has a great sense of humor. He loves people. He loves animals.
She says Sebastian may have autism, but he's extremely high functioning.
He has a great sense of humor, loves to laugh. He's a jokester. He's extremely smart.
Feeling helpless as they wait around for answers, her school decided to honor Sebastian by wearing his favorite color.
You have to pick a pencil, you pick the green one, you pick a folder, you pick a green one. So he always picked green, so we knew it was his favorite.
This week, multiple agencies have searched thousands of miles for Sebastian, using scent-trained dogs, horses, and technology, but still no luck.
Typically, autism children are drawn to water. So if there's a pond or a lake on anyone's property, to look those places.
Andrea Haynes also knows Sebastian likes small spaces.
Sebastian came to my classroom because it's a small classroom. He always was smiling and always had a great imagination when it came to drawing.
They're hopeful he will return home safely.
All right, thank you.
Standing firmly together as a community.
I also have such hope in the team that I saw going out there. They are taking this extremely serious, and from what I saw them doing, they're leaving no stone unturned. We love him, that we're all praying for him and wishing for his safe return.
So in addition to those teachers, we saw several community members out here today wearing this exact color here, green. They're just sending their hopes and prayers that Sebastian returns home safely. Now, authorities, they're asking folks in the area to still check their home surveillance video if you see Sebastian or see anything suspicious. And if you do happen to come across him, of course, call police immediately. I'll send it back to you all.
Yeah, we're hoping for a good update soon, Aaron. Thank you.
All right, our top story this half hour. It's been nearly 1 week since 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers went missing over in Sumner County. Our Jaxie Pigeon live at the command center this morning with the very latest developments. And Jaxie, we understand reward money is now on the table.
That's right, Blake. The Sumner County Sheriff's Office tells us that a group of local investors invested a minimum of $3,000 toward any information that would help investigators in finding Sebastian Rogers. I now want to bring in EMA Director of Sumner County, Ken Widener. Ken, as we near this week-long search effort, where are you focusing starting today?
Well, we keep expanding, so we've expanded west and we're expanding north. We just keep expanding the search area and we're bringing different teams in. Yesterday we had a group from East Tennessee come in. They're mountainous experts and they do caves, and so we've had any cave that we've marked, we've had them in those caves. The City of Gallatin has done all the storm drains in the area with cameras, so we keep expanding and just throwing everything that we can at it to try to get him located.
In terms of the search, you said you've been expanding. About how much ground have you covered?
We're close to 5 miles now.
Oh, did she?
Further south you go towards Hendersonville, we get into the city, and we would expect he would be located or seen if he were in the city. And we've gone into the city.
Wait, did the teacher do
sort of
that?
in the fringe, in the more.
For him.
Patricia Shemansky is Sebastian's former 8th grade teacher to look for anything that could lead to looping and. It's a busy day inside Worsham's General Store.
Kids are buzzing in and out of here. It's going to be 4:37.
Oh, is Mama Socks coming
Call
in?
it the foundation of the Shackle Island community.
Mama Socks.
Teachers are grabbing breakfast and lunch.
But this community hasn't felt stable since Monday, after 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers went missing from his home on Stratford Court.
My entire school is in a constant state of prayer for him.
Patricia Shemansky is Sebastian's former 8th grade teacher at T.W. Hunter Middle School.
He has a great sense of humor. He loves people. He loves animals.
She says Sebastian may have autism, but he's extremely high functioning.
He has a great sense of humor, loves to laugh. He's a jokester. He's extremely smart.
Feeling helpless as they wait around for answers, her school decided to honor Sebastian by wearing his favorite color.
If you have to pick a pencil, you pick the green one, you know. You pick a folder, you pick a green one. So he always picked green, so we knew it was his favorite.
This week, multiple agencies have searched thousands of miles for Sebastian.
Was it past tense? Did I miss a couple? Maybe there was a few in there. Maybe I missed.
Using scent-trained dogs, horses, and technology, but still no luck.
Typically, autism children are drawn to water. So if there's a pond or a lake on anyone's property, to look those places.
Andrea Haynes also knows Sebastian likes small spaces.
Sebastian came to my classroom because it's a small classroom. He always was smiling and always had a great imagination when it came to drawing.
They're hopeful he will return home safely.
All right, thank you.
Standing firmly together as a community.
I also have such hope in the team that I saw going out there. They are taking this extremely serious, and from what I saw them doing, they're leaving no stone unturned. We love him, that we're all praying for him and wishing for his safe return.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I was kind of mixed on that. I don't know. I'd have to go back and listen to that, but I want, because we're getting to the 2-hour mark. God, time flies. But I want to show you guys the insanity, and then a huge clue. I did want to get into this. Maybe I'll talk about this next live. I completely forgot about this. This was like a day before, 1 or 2 days before. I thought this was funny. I guarantee you, the family saw this news clip and was like, "Oh shit, we need to go. We need to actually show ourselves."
He wasn't here.
Between the hours of, 12 and 6.
Wait, hold on.
Continue, but
we're scaling it back a little bit.
mean. Well, sort mean. Monday, the two spoke on a YouTube podcast called Missing Tennessee with Duchess.
And when I went to wake him up for school, he wasn't here.
Between the hours of, 12 and 6. He has basically vanished. Walked out of the house, the door was locked, and gone.
He didn't take a phone. None of his shoes are missing.
Authorities have named no suspects and say that to date, the parents have fully cooperated with the investigation. Detectives now will re-interview and vet everyone that had contact with Sebastian, looking for any inconsistencies. And they are asking the public to provide any ring camera videos, not just...
Oh, is that right? This is, I think this is day 6, day 7.
From Sunday night when they believe he disappeared, but of anything suspicious of much earlier in the day.
Did you just hear what he just said? Not only that night, but anything suspicious before. It tells you where the investigation started turning pretty quickly. But look at this madness. Oh my God, I could just do a live on this alone. This is just on a scale that's just insane.
The Sumner County Emergency Operations Center.
This is just nuts. I hope to God the people responsible are caught. I'm sure it will happen. And I hope to God they sue the pants off them Can you imagine how much money was spent on this search alone? It is unbelievable. I have seen a map like this for Aiden Clune. Obviously, they didn't have like, I mean, it was like this, but they didn't have like an interactive map. Well, I mean, you could use the Catalpa app, and it is kind of interactive, but this is on a whole new scale. But oh my God, I mean, the mileage. I mean, the home is like right, this little dot right here. This is miles. And you'll see numbers. They say SA. That doesn't mean the SA you're thinking of. SA stands for search area. And it goes up to almost the thousands. I am not shitting you.
With a chance to take a look at all that's been done on this map to help find.
Look at this. SA416. So they probably had grids. So grid 1, SA1, another grid, SA2, and obviously go up. You go over here, you got the 100s. You start going over here, you have 400s. You'll see 800. 800.
The teen.
This is the system that we use.
This is the home over here. This is just the east side. Holy shit. Helicopters, ATVs, horseback, drones, drone operators, horses, divers. God knows how many people on boots on the ground. Holy shit.
To track all of our...
Look at this. They have so much shit. It's like on top of each other. Like people are... This is nuts. This is so nuts. Michelle, just sent you something. Okay, if I can, I will take it. Take a look at it. But this is something I wanted to show you guys because I thought, oh, this is interesting. Notice this because I need to try to study this. Okay, so see the home right here? That's the PP home. The Stink Feet home right here in this chaos. Do you see these two blue circles with question marks in them? Anyone have a guess at where this location is at? Just south of the home. Two blue circles with question marks. I wonder what that is. And then we have one up here, which I find very interesting. Which tells me there's something, and I think this is footage related. We got the pond right here. You can see SA119, search area 119. Look over here, SA821, SA820, search area 820. Probably over 1,000 searches on foot. That is insane. You can't even see any of the ground. Then I noticed this. So I'll give you an example. Do you see this? Do you see how it's got the time and it goes right down to the second? 3 p.m. 3:56 and 19 p.m. So see that right there? Then look. We got a 3. We got a 3. Right next to this. What do you guys think that is? I think, just possibly, that could be referring to the 3 a.m. video. confirming what time the 3 a.m. video happened. CP is command post. IC is, they're both the command centers. There's 2 of them. But yeah, do you guys see the 3? But yeah, question marks. Question mark. This is up by Kellen, right? But yeah, pond. Yeah, no, I could. It's tough because some of this stuff may not be exactly like where, because there's so much, right? That, and he's kind of looking at it. He's not looking at it flat. It almost looks like he's kind of looking at it at an angle, which should kind of, I mean, I could still probably overlay something, but this is nuts. Yeah, I don't know what the black circle is. That's weird, but you can see where Long Hollow is. That's Long Hollow right there. This blue line here. So Kellen goes up here, but yeah, kind of interesting that they have this question mark here. But I'm sure we know what these are. And then
searchers.
Ken Widener is director of Sumner County EMA, and from the beginning, he has spearheaded the official search for Sebastian.
The investigation's still active.
It was nonstop during the first 8 days after the teen disappeared. No trace of him.
This is about a month later.
The search effort has since been scaled back.
And here I got another shot of this. The LiDAR scanner. And look what they're doing with it.
The Widener appreciates
they're moving it. Remember how we talked about that? How they had to kind of move that. And of course, that's to scan the area behind where the lights were moving. Yeah, that's possible. Yeah, does anybody know about the tree house? I am curious about that too. That is interesting, the tree house thing. Oh my god, you get to it. I mean, oh my god, that is nuts. But you can see they got times and trying to see if I can see that 3. Yeah, I can see the 3 right here. Yeah, I can see it even better. You guys might be able to see it now. Right next to the surveillance. I might have to do some more studying. Yeah, treehouse. Where's that at? How come I can't get that flat one? Oh, there it is. Yeah, treehouse. Anybody know about the treehouse? Somebody emailed me about that. And they even got like a flag and everything with that. Yeah, that is interesting. A fig tree. Oh, that's a good question. Oh, I know, right? What I would give. Yeah. That's why it makes me so mad. If we had this kind of resources for Aiden Clune, we would have found him. Oh man, I cannot wait for that day we get mugshots, and I hope to God like the the city sues the shit out of them for all the resources that they spent searching for this child. It is nuts. Yeah, I will have to look into that. That is interesting because they definitely. It's so weird that they. It's definitely north. Um. So either there's a treehouse somewhere in this vicinity. At least according to that map. So I don't know if it's somewhere in here. There's a treehouse at this home. I don't think it can be much further from that. But and it certainly could be. Uh, let's see, 8:30 to 9. 8:30 to 9. I do have that. We went over that in a couple lives ago. I only saw one unmarked car, which I believe, I thought it was Hendersonville. But I believe it was Sumner County Sheriff's, an unmarked car. So yeah, good vibes. If you missed it, go back 3 lives ago. I go over that time frame. But yeah, I would like to look at like 10 to 11. The one where they say HPD is going with the officer. I would like to see that. Right? Oh, I know. Yeah. Sandy says Treehouse was by the new houses. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I know there was, like a tip and a lead, and maybe that's why they had that up there, and that was like a tip, and maybe that's why they had it marked, and then maybe, because again, that was only a month into the investigation, so again, it could have been something at the time that was like a new tip, so they kind of put that up there, and now, who knows, that's probably been cleared, but again, I don't know for sure, but yeah. Yeah, I appreciate that, officer. Again, that's what I'm trying to do instead of being, like fish sticks and just cutting little clips and going, "Oh, what can I fit for my narrative or what can I, clickbait for my viewers?" No, I want to be transparent, show you guys where the dogs go, but it don't matter where they ended up because if they took the same path, we can see at night that we would have. Oh, we would have clearly seen Sebastian. If he was walking back there. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna finish up here. Sorry, guys, it took a little bit longer. if anybody has any ideas about that light, let me know. Again, keep in mind, I found it like 20 minutes before we went live, so I'll probably do some more research on it. See if I can come up with a better idea of where this is exactly. And oh yeah, for the Patreons, again, you don't have to actually be a member. I posted midnight to 1 a.m. on Kellen Lane and 1 a.m. to 2 a.m. So basically from midnight to 2 a.m., unadulterated, no watermarks, because I cannot stand when people put watermarks on stuff that's like an unsolved case and it's surveillance. It drives me up a wall. I get if you got like in a top corner or something and it's not impeding, but I don't know. To me, I don't know. That's a pet peeve of mine. I hate watermarks. I hate it. So yeah, if you want to go unadulterated, unedited, I have to make sure it doesn't have any neighbors or anything moving around in it. I have to be respectful for that. But those 2 hours are available if you want to go and see if you can find Sebastian. If you think he did just wander off, you got 2 hours to look at, and then eventually we'll go more. Oh, look at Ski. Yeah, I think there's a little bit more to that than what you're saying, but I think you're. Yeah, I do wonder if those dots are almost interactive dots. Because this is an interactive map. So I wonder if these dots are something that you like touch on and then that brings something up. That's what I was kind of thinking, because if it was like a searched area, then usually you would just have, the red lines where people had their thing going. I mean, again, I don't know. Maybe someone will mention it in the comments or something. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to look at that. We'll definitely do more stuff. Okay. Real quick, I really meant to add the pets in that sent me pets the last 4 or 5 days. I do have them. I got so tied up with this footage. That's all I'm doing is reviewing footage, receiving it, reviewing it. And again, there's so many people working behind the scenes. It's not just me. There's so many other people that deserve shout outs. Abe, thank you, Chris, for all you do for the missing. Thank you so much. I'm sorry I missed that. I meant to get that earlier. Little Miss Sharon, thank you so much for the $4. And Gypsy Girl, we all appreciate your dedication to Sebastian. Thank you so much. God bless you guys. There was one other thing I was going to say, but I forget. As always, try to share Sebastian's flyer. That's something that, his father does want. But yeah, as always, getting more footage, going through it. I'm sure there'll be more stuff that we'll uncover. And yeah. And then, yeah, we will cover some other cases as well. They did. No, that's fine, Marie. I know what you're trying to say. Yeah. Again, I'm sure we'll figure it out. Kitty, no. If you go to the FBI, they said that it was literally, well, their one last year basically said that it was some kind of abduction. So I don't know. It was October, February 6th. It's August. August, right? 8, that's 6 months. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to type 2 different words. Oh, I guess I should put that's more. Yeah, let me just the reward money is being offered to anyone who can help in Sebastian's safe return or the arrest or conviction of those responsible for his disappearance. The FBI Memphis field office is offering a $50,000 reward for Sebastian's safe return or the arrest and conviction of those responsible for his disappearance. Thank you, Sarah. Yeah, they don't just offer rewards. Do you know how many runaways there are? They don't do that unless they feel like there's going to be a thing. So, yeah. All right, guys. Much love. I'm going to play pet outro again. If I can, I'll go live tomorrow, and I promise I'll have the new pets added. These are for just the members. But if you're a member, you can set in pet photos. But probably after Sunday, I'm not going to accept any more until the next month because it's just easier to get them all in a group than people sending them every other day. Because then I've got way too much stuff I'm being sent via email that it's really tough right now. So, all right, guys, I'm going to play the outro. Much love to you guys. Thank you so much. And mods, thank you guys as always. And with that, I'll try to be on tomorrow. And I will have some stuff uploaded for the members as well. All right. Much love. Love you guys.
You in my sight. I keep all the words you said to me. I get you on your knees. Rewrite all the things you said that I should be. I'll get you, now you beg me please. Hey. Now I stay away, you were never meant to save me. Now I stay away, I wanna hear you say you're sorry.